Axel here, and welcome to episode 136 of the TNA Impact Wrestling TEW2013 Let's Play. You join us for our go-home show before Turning Point, and hopefully we have a blockbuster episode of Impact Wrestling. Plan is 17 segments here. We'll get 3 pre-show segments, we'll run through the show, and then after it we'll go through basically the card for the pay-per-view as it is effectively now mostly booked in. As I say, there'll be a few additional matches announced on the night. But apart from that, we've got the same venue as last time because of the double taping, so we're still in the Mid-Atlantic. Hoping for a better than a B80 show, but again it's more so getting the angles across and getting the storylines over than actual good matches here. So sit back, relax guys, and enjoy TNA Impact Wrestling. So it's only 10,662 in attendance. That's a wee bit disappointing. But our first pre-show match was a match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat, and it saw the Destroyer Nation of Bobby Lashley and UA Nation defeat the team of Crime Time, Shad and Jason Paul, when Bobby Lashley defeated Jason Paul in 8:14 after a spear. So that was a C plus 67. Lashley could use something to freshen up his character. Obviously Crime Time are always going to get great chemistry, great team. Shad's improving his technical skills, and from a dirt sheet perspective, a lot of holding back, a lot of low morale, but I think in general we really just need to freshen up Bobby Lashley and see where we take him from here. He is 40, maybe he gets one more push, I don't know, it's one thing to kind of think about for the future. Our second pre-show match was really short, and it had Colby Corino defeat Christopher Daniels in 39 by pinfall. This was an E plus 32. Small match to put Colby over. He's still getting poor ratings, but again that'll come up and continue to get better over time. Daniels wasn't too happy at losing, but again he's getting phased out because of his age. He was off his game. No skill improvements, and of course dirt sheet's going to be mostly Daniels negatives there. Maybe we'll look at changing the gimmick on Carino and hopefully getting him over a bit more, but he is a massive side project. And our final pre-show match that had an 8-man tag, and a bit that featured great action and average heat with Chris Jericho, Hawkins, Ricochet and Lance Hoyt defeat the team of Chris Hero, Drew Galloway and the Hardys in 9:40 when Ricochet defeated Jeff Hardy with Chocolate Rain. C64 just making use of other guys that were in written contracts that were available, hadn't anything to do in the show that involved matches, so a good chance to give them a chance to improve skills. I know it's a bit weird putting Drew and Chris Hero together so soon after their feud, but I think it's just a case that you can always imagine one of those matches where they're just kind of a wee bit uneasy with each other, but at the same time it's a dark match, so it doesn't really matter. Lance Hoyt improves his Rumble skills. We have Ricochet improving his performance skills, so overall I'm pretty happy with that. And a lot of negatives there thanks to the Hardys, but that's what happens, and overall I'm fairly pleased with that. It's a decent rating and it gives the faces a bit of momentum. The show starts off with some pyro, an epic burst of pyro, and we're introduced to the show by good old JR, Jim Ross and Mike Tenay. JR says we're just days away from one of the biggest pay-per-views in TNA Impact Wrestling history. Tonight we see a blockbuster tag match, which could have massive implications towards Turning Point. Isn't that right, Mike? Tenay replies, that's right JR, tonight we see the return of former TNA World Heavyweight Champion Bobby Roode, first time in Impact in years competing in Impact. He teams up with EC3 against the team of the World Champion Samoa Joe and his tag team partner Adam Cole. JR says will Cole and Joe be able to coexist, with the implications of Adam Cole defeating EC3 at Turning Point would see Cole become the new #1 contender. All this and much more is happening tonight. So a B-72 there. Continues the I am #1 storyline. And apart from that, only negatives there are mostly on JR, but a good way to open the show and give you an idea of what's going down. Our opening contest is a 6-man action, in a match that had some good action, but not much in the way of heat. Morrison, Soldier Ant and Spud defeated Mascara Dorada, Masata Yoshina and Jonathan Gresham in 10:01 when Morrison defeated Gresham with a running knee to the face. This was a good C64. Divine did some good work at ringside for Gresham. The X Division storyline continues. Morrison improves his technical skills, And a lot of negatives here, mostly for holding back and poor gimmicks. But overall, I'm pretty happy with that solid opener to the show. We then have a hype graphic showing that at turning point, Morrison will defend his X-Division title against the other 5 men in this matchup. So it's going to be Morrison versus Spud, versus Soldier Ant, versus Mascara Dorada, versus Jonathan Gresham, versus Masato Yoshino. It's a D+52. These 6 men collide this Sunday. We're then backstage and we see Chris Hero and Colby Corino chilling out. Johnny Devine approaches them with some security guards and says, "Guys, I don't know how to put this, but General Manager Kurt Angle wants you nowhere near ringside tonight in our main event match. So in a bid to ensure you don't interfere, I'm going to have to ask you to be escorted from the premises by our security." Hero and Colby are incensed at this decision, and Turner goes, "You're kidding, Devine." But they're outnumbered by the security, and the security guards basically drag them off the premises so they can't help Adam Cole in the main event. A D46, it's okay, it's a small segment that plays into the main event, but is quite happy to have during the show, and doesn't really have a poor rating that will affect the main event star, so happy with that. We're then backstage with Angelina Love and Melissa. Angelina turns around to Melissa and says, "Melissa, I know you don't have a match this Sunday, but it's important you look after number 1. That's me, and you help me this evening. I know you as much as anyone hate that no-good bitch Ivelisse Velez. She's getting in our way and stopping me from becoming the longest reigning Knockouts champion." Melissa turns at Angelina as if to say, "The fuck?" But before she can say anything, Angelina has already walked away. So it's playing up that basically Angelina's a cocky bitch and says we have to get rid of Ivelisse. She's our problem, when really she's just hers. That was a D+53, and it builds up again for the next match, which is a decent tag match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat, as Angelina Love and Melissa defeat Ivelisse Velez and Celeste Bonin in 704 when Angelina defeated Celeste with a lights out. C61's pretty decent, pretty happy with that rating for the knockouts. Hopefully we can build up some more of them. But it gives Angelina a good win getting into the pay-per-view, continues the women's storyline. There were no skill improvements, and the dirt sheet just has mostly negatives there for Melissa, but she's really a really solid worker. Probably should give her probably should put more faith behind her in all honesty, but that's what it is. And we'll always have that women's match at the pay-per-view. We then have a backstage segment with Kurt Angle. Now, I know I've been doing a fantastic job since Steve Austin was accidentally removed from this company, but I have 2 really special announcements tonight. We'll have a contract signing for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship between Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode, and at Turning Point we're going to give an open mic to Kevin Steen to say just whatever the hell he wants about this company and basically get anything off his chest. So hyping up a big angle with Kevin Steen, but at the same time hyping up that Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode are going to have a contract signing tonight. There's a B80. And a match that had some good action and average heat. We have Divine Entertainment, of course Pinky Sanchez and DJZ, defeating the team of RD and MVP in 8-5-2 when DJZ defeats MVP by pinfall. A C63, not bad considering Pinky Sanchez was off his game, but this match was really designed to put the youngsters over the old timers and basically just again phasing the old timers out. It benefited Pinky in the way that he improves rumble and performance skills. And negatives here, well, you just need to look at that and that tells you all you need to know. Look at the negatives here for RVD and MVP. Literally a full scroll, it's just them. So you got to phase them out. And both men have declining physical ability, which is a massive shame. We're then with Matt Striker, who is having an interview with the Killer Elite Squad with Harry Smith and Lance Hoyt. Harry, this Sunday, the Killer Elite Squad get into a turning point as the reigning and defending TNA World Tag Team Champions. What's your thoughts about this tag team contest? Well, normally we'd respect the hell out of our opponents, respect them for what they've done to achieve this match, but really, what have Divine Entertainment done? They beat down an authority figure, and that's pretty much it. Lance Hoyt then says, "It's disgusting that in this company, some people will be rewarded for such actions like that. Rest assured this Sunday, we'll do our best for Mr. Austin, and wish him well in his recovery. And then we're going to send Divine Entertainment to the hospital, and they'll have a much longer stay than Mr. Austin. Harry Smith turns around and goes, "So Mr. Angle, take note, because that could be you." So basically they're defending the honour of Stone Cold, who obviously got took out by DJZ in that. And they're kind of thinking, did Kurt Angle mean it? Was it all him that meant it? Was it his brains behind the operation? And they're going to do it and defend their titles. And Austin's honour. Lance Hoyt showed more charisma, which is good, and the negatives there, just low morale and poor gimmick. We can fix that with Lance Hoyt, that's not a problem. Next up, we've got a quick highlights package going over basically the brutal assault of Ricochet by that bastard Bram on the last show, which is a C+66. And then a match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat with Bram defeat Brian Cage in 602 with a curb stomp. This was a D+51. They didn't click, but really this match was just a case of putting Bram over. He improves in his performance skills, which is good. And negatives here, mostly for the length and Brian Cage, but overall just a match to put Bram over. After Bram picks up the victory, Ricochet appears on the Jumbotron. "Hey Bram, hey buddy, thanks for that amazing beatdown on Crossfire. I couldn't quite see it coming, but the good news is it was only a little bump, a little scratch, and come this Sunday, I'm all good to compete. So how about this? And to make you accept, I'll even sweeten the deal. Ricochet versus Bram for the TNA Central Championship at Turning Point." Bram then takes the mic and says, "You know what? You've got yourself a deal, and this Sunday I'm going to break you, destroy you, and steal that championship." So a C+68 and hopefully a wee segment there that can get Bram over. I just feel we really need to try and elevate him and Ricochet for this wee small feud, and hopefully this can do that. So they're going to be booked in, and they'll face each other at Turning Point. We have a promo by Shinsuke Nakamura. "When we came to TNA, we came as a unit. We came here to take over the tag team division, then the company. We had a great run, probably the best tag team champions this company has ever had. However, all things come to an end, and we lost a brutal TLC match to the Killer Elite Squad, and then we lost the rematch. It happens. Unfortunately, some people can't see it that way, and their frustrations get the better of them. This happened to Kota. Since then, Kota has changed. He's became evil, angry, bitchy, just really pissed. I get that. However, you don't turn around and attack Shinsuke Nakamura. What you have done is awaken a monster inside. Tonight is a little taster, if I get my hands on you that is, because you'll probably run away. But rest assured, this Sunday at Turning Point, it's turning towards the end of your career." Now, obviously Nakamura's not going to have that perfect English. How we would interpret this, would you have subtitles? It doesn't really matter, just that's the basis of what he's trying to say. It's a C70 plus promo, which isn't great, but it improves the Japan storyline, and it kind of is a wee bit of a thing that they need. They need a bit of heat and storyline behind them, and hopefully it benefits both wrestlers in the long run. The match itself delivered only a 70 C plus as well, which is disappointing. It featured great action, but average heat, as Rocky Romero and Shinsuke Nakamura defeat Davey Richards and Kota Ibushi in 903 when Davey Richards was counted out fighting Nakamura. I wanted it to be a short match, but at the same time I wanted to protect Richards and Ibushi, as obviously they're not quite at the level of Romero and Nakamura. Kind of hoping it would get a better rating, because Richards was always known to put on good matches when he jobbed. It does continue the Japan storyline, but really has me fearful that we need a really good main event. I think we can work with it, and hopefully once they get a bit more heat behind them, we can certainly get a bit better rating than that. Before the big main event, we have a contract signing for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship between Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode. The moderator is of course General Manager Kurt Angle. Kurt says, "Everyone welcome to the contract signing for the world title at Turning Point. Samoa Joe, you've seen the contract. Are you happy to sign?" Samoa Joe nods. "Bobby Roode, you've seen the contract. Are you happy to sign?" Bobby Roode says yes. The match is then made official. Roode then grabs the mic. "For 2 years I've been away from this once great company. I've seen many great friends leave and many great friends join the ranks. One man over that time who stalled was Samoa Joe. until one day it clicked. Once you got that blondie by your side, it clicked. Rest assured, Joe, though, this Sunday Blondie stays as far away as possible from our match, and I will kick your ass and give you the beating of a lifetime, because I'm here to become the greatest TNA World Champion of all time, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about that. So Rude's really getting under Joe's skin as they hype up this main event before they get into action for our main event. That's a good B88, and hopefully that gives our main event a good wee boost. And also Bobby Roode improves his acting skills. Holy fuck, that may actually save this show, and that's one of the best ratings we've had in a while. But a match that had some excellent in-ring action and great heat from the audience. Bobby Roode and EC3 defeated Samoa Joe and Adam Cole in 1752, when Bobby Roode defeats Samoa Joe with payoff. A93, perfect. That's why I went with the contract signing before it, to build up a bit of heat but get a good bit of rating so we could deliver an awesome main event, and that's going to set up perfectly for Turning Point. The I'm Number 1 storyline advances between Cole and Carter. I haven't done a storyline between Joe and Roode because it's a short-term program. Bobby Roode is improving Rumble in performance. Samoa Joe's improving his performance. Negatives here. If they weren't holding back and this was on pay-per-view, that would have been an unbelievable 95-96. So very happy with that. And after the match, Samoa Joe picks up his world title and looks at Roode. He goes to run at him and nail him with the title belt before Roode ducks and nails him with lefts and rights. It's an intense brawl, and Joe slowly gets back into it before Roode goes downstairs. You know, he may be a face, but he's known to use heel tactics. Because he's a smaller guy in this instance, he nails Joe with a Roode bomb. He then walks over, grabs the title, and lifts it above Samoa Joe as he stands over him. Could we be the new world champion this Sunday? Join us then to find out at Turning Point. So a great way to end the show there. B-74, and the performance of Joe was good. No skill improvements overall, just happy with that, and a good way to end the show. Could Bobby Roode become the new champion? Overall, B+85, and that increases our popularity in 29 regions. Perfect. That's what we needed, as many countries and states, whatever areas, just to be increasing their pop and get a good rating. And this is the kind of ratings we should be getting in Impact. I'm absolutely delighted that we were able to do it this time. So we'll quickly go back to the main screen once this skips through it. Let's look at Vince and Nothing. Go over the card and we'll look at the size after that good rating, because I'm really hoping that's going to help the two regions that were kind of struggling, that were down to like 66, and maybe push one of them up to 67 or really close to it. We start off TNA Impact Wrestling, get fantastic reviews. Crossfire get the vast majority being happy. Nothing else there that overly affects us. Decisions. Oh, Matt Hardy's in an incident. He's been identified as a soft drug user, so that will be a fine. He storms out. Well, you're leaving soon anyway. We're in contract discussions to bring Harry Smith in permanently. Email, BBC. It's just basically the rest of the deals we've done for the pay-per-view, but obviously we've got Channel 4, which I'm delighted with. Impact drew a 096, a 094, and an 8.84, so a very good rating spike there. A lot better than last week, so back to kind of where we were at previously. So that's good. Quick look at the size. Yep, 67 for the Great Lakes, so that's kind of made me, not as bad with that. I'm a lot more at ease, but we can keep pushing. Try the Mid-Atlantic again, and just try and get up to 68, 69s. I want B-minuses across the board, apart from Hawaii, which I've just given up on. Overall, very happy with that. But apart from that, so we'll try and improve that 10th ranking, and we'll now run through the card for Turning Point. So we can confirm it's going to be Davey Richards versus Rocky Romero. We're going to have Kevin Steen in a guest appearance to explain his side of what's happened in TNA. We're going to have the number 1 contender match between EC3 and Adam Cole, with the winner going to Bound for Glory to challenge the World Champion. We have Ivelisse Velez and Angelina Love for the TNA Knockouts Championship. For the Tag Team Championships, we have the Killer Elite Squad, Lance Hoyt and Harry Smith against Pinky Sanchez and DJZ of Divine Entertainment with Johnny Devine. For the TNA Central Championship, we have Ricochet against Bram. We have the grudge match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Kota Ibushi. It's a 6-way for the X Division Championship as Spud, Soldier Ant, Masato Yoshino Mascara Dorada and Jonathan Gresham challenge Morrison. Of course, the big ones, Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, even, plus hopefully a lot more as we try and get a bumper show and really go on the road to Bound for Glory and hopefully just nail it out the park with Hook Punk. That is the plan. But that is it for this episode. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you really enjoyed the Go Home show. Maybe we'll try that combination we used in the main event. We'll use it more often for a good rating. If you did enjoy it, guys, smash the hell out of the like button. If you've got any other comments regarding the series, your own saves, wrestling in general, any TEW general questions, put them in the comment section, and either myself or someone else who watches the series can be very helpful, especially small things regarding TEW. You'll learn a lot. It's scary. But apart from that, guys, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit that sub button and that will keep you in line with every video as we head towards Bound for Glory. And you'll be first to get it when it arrives in your sub box. And until next time, it's 21 Maxwell. I'll speak to you, hopefully, at Turning Point. Bye bye.